gets that money? Does the nonprofit get it, or does a sponsor get it for taking in a migrant child?
It would either be the sponsor or the nonprofit, but remember, many of our CPS facilities are not NGOs. They're for-profit facilities. Right now, the Biden administration has selected a handful of the CPS owner-operators, and have asked them to open new facilities solely for migrant children, not to take in any American children. And again, it adds up, Jesse, $15,000 per child per month is a lot of money.
That's big money. So there's no vetting. Is that what you're saying? They're just like, oh, whatever, you're an adult, here you go, here's a kid?
Jesse, there's no vetting. There's no vetting whether the person taking the child is a sex offender, whether they're on a registry, whether they have any prior convictions. As a matter of fact, some of these CPS facilities and the NGOs shut down, reorganize under a new name. Many of them, Jesse, are funded in the onset by the CCP. Chinese money all over this. This thing stinks from beginning to end.
China is funding these facilities, which are getting paid by U.S. taxpayers to take in these kids and then hand them out to these sponsors who end up being sex offenders?
Yes, Jesse, it's very lucrative business. To open up a CPS facility is around $10 million. That initial investment, and most of them are LLCs. They turn into nonprofits later, but they're LLC, so it's big business. A lot of money is poured into the U.S. to fund the onset of these CPS facilities in our country because they know there's big government contracts on the back end to bring ROI.
Is the Biden administration aiding and abetting international child trafficking?
Absolutely. I spoke at the United Nations last week and at the Cease Africa Summit the week before, and it is common knowledge that human trafficking destination A is the United States. It's basically common word of mouth around the world at the moment for sex traffic rings that you want to move children into the United States because the Biden administration, Jesse, has declared us open for trafficking business.
What happened to your sister?
My sister was trafficked through a corporate setting, through the music industry, and she was trafficked for 6 years, thankfully rescued, 1994 through 2001, Jesse, and we've been fighting this crime since then, and I can tell you, 53 countries around the world, I have never seen the spike in the rise of child sexual exploitation on the hands of a government looking the other way as I do right now.
All right, your group is Share Together. Thank you so much for all of your hard work.
Thank you, Jesse.
Let's turn it over to former UN ambassador and author of